What a miserable day, I thought, dragging myself through the front door after another shitty day at work. As if my hot flashes weren't bad enough, I didn't get the promotion to assistant manager I was expecting. It was given to Betty Bowman, or Betty Grudy, as we called her. I swear if she had unbuttoned her blouse any further, she would have shown her belly button. I had 5 years of experience with her, and I did my job better, but our manager James Brooks couldn't tear himself away from her cleavage long enough to form a coherent thought. I would have thought our affair must have meant something, but apparently not. I still couldn't believe I'd gotten away with it. Poor Henry just wasn't doing well, and I needed more than he could give me, so I made sure he was never without food and tried not to bring any surprises. Henry was such a loving man and never ruined my mood because of my lowered libido. I tried my best to be around him once a week. I couldn't help but wonder if he noticed my lack of enthusiasm, but if he did, he hid it well. I was shocked when, upon entering our house, I saw Henry, freshly shaven, in his best suit, and smelling the cologne I had given him for our anniversary. "Henry, I didn't realize we were going out tonight." "We're not going," he said. "Not going? Then why are you dressed up?" "We're not going out," he said. "I'm going out." But how can you go out alone? Where are you going?" "I never said I'm going out alone. I'm going out with my assistant, Janet Carson, and we're going to the Starlight Club." "The Starlight Club? It's the best restaurant and club in town. We've never gone there. How can you take another woman there? We're married." "Well, that didn't seem to matter to you when you went there with James Brooks 10 years ago when you were having an affair." I was stunned silent for a moment. What? What are you saying? I never had an affair, not with James or anyone else. How can you accuse me like that? Do you take me for a complete fool, Miranda? That I didn't notice the whispered phone conversations that stopped as soon as I entered the room? That I didn't see the smirk on James's face when we went to parties at your office as he monopolized your time? It took all my self-control not to hit that asshole when he pulled you to him during slow dancing, and you never removed his hand when he grabbed your ass unless you saw me watching. You must have gotten a good laugh when you came back after the two of you disappeared. Didn't you wonder why I never kissed you on those nights when you weren't brushing your teeth? Why didn't you ever say anything? Why didn't you stop me? To what end? You probably would have just denied it, or maybe you would have just laughed in my face and dared me to do something about it. No, Henry, I would never have laughed at you. It's just that I couldn't do my part. Isn't that what you told your friend Sally Porter? Besides, what could I do to stop you if you wouldn't stop yourself? I couldn't watch you 24 hours a day, and I'll be damned if I'm going to be your jailer. Why didn't you divorce me? My voice was barely above a whisper as the tears flowed openly. Divorce me? And lose my house, our kids, and half of our property to see our children every weekend and month in the summer? Then why now, Henry? Why shove it in my face? Why, my dear, it should be obvious. For one thing, our children no longer live in the house, so if you decide to divorce me, alimony and the house are not an issue. We can just sell the house and split the proceeds. Divorce? I cried. I don't want a divorce. Then don't. It doesn't make any difference to me. Why do you want it to your face? That's a good question, and my answer is simple. Revenge. You cheated on me because, in your words, you couldn't fulfill your part of the commitment. Of course, you never said anything to me, never gave me a chance to improve my game. I'm sure you've noticed as you hit menopause, you're not quite up to your responsibilities. I could have overlooked your past transgressions, left them in the past. If you'd made more of an effort to compensate for your loss of sex drive, lying there like a dead fish, doing your duty, wasn't enough. It's not like that, I insisted. I enjoy making love to you. I never considered it just doing my duty. It's very easy for you to say that now, after everything has gone to shit, but it doesn't change how I felt. We could have played those games that made you and James so much fun. Remember what you said when I suggested some of the same things to you? I stammered. Let me refresh your memory. You said, "That's disgusting. What kind of whore do you take me for?" I think we both know the answer to that question now, don't we? No, I said. It wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. So now I will follow the example you set 10 years ago and satisfy my desires elsewhere. You can, as I said, take the option I declined and file for divorce. I will not argue with you, as I do not think it would be as burdensome to me as it was then. Now, if you'll excuse me, Janet is waiting for me, and I don't want to be late. Please don't wait. With those words, Henry picked up the flowers I hadn't noticed on the sideboard and walked out the front door, closing it quietly behind him. My legs finally gave out, and I sank to the floor, wondering if he was closing the door on our marriage as well. As the thought raced through my head, I realized that I'd really done it the first time I'd turned to James instead of my husband.